Hello and welcome to this month's recipe segment. My name is Kelly Burgess, your Family Consumer Sciences Extension Agent with the University of Kentucky Cooperative Extension Service here in Allen County. I am so excited about this month's recipe for September because we are going to be making apple and chicken salad. This is an awesome recipe. Everybody loves chicken salad. I always say that chicken salad is one of those things that everybody makes it just a little bit differently, but they're all very tasty and good. So this version of chicken salad incorporates one of our favorite September fruits, which is Kentucky apples. So while this recipe does not specify a certain type of apple, it does say to use a red apple. It really leaves it open to your personal preferences as far as what flavor of apple you prefer the most. So we'll just go ahead and go over our ingredients really quick. We have two medium-sized apples chopped into small dices. We have 2 stalks of celery chopped, 1/2 cup of raisins, 1/4 cup each of non-fat plain Greek yogurt, and a lower fat mayo. I use the olive oil mayo. And then we have a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And then the recipe calls for 2 cups of cooked chicken. So this is another opportunity you have to make a choice. I chose to use canned chicken today because it's already cooked, it's super easy. But if you have leftover chicken from a dinner the night before, or if you have a rotisserie chicken, you're welcome to cut up any of those and put it in this recipe as well. So whatever chicken you may have on hand. And then we'll go over our ways to enjoy our chicken salad in just a little while. This is a great recipe to get kids to help you because it's a very simple, add it all together and mix it. So we'll go ahead and get started. Our recipe calls for, like I mentioned, 2 apples. As you can see, these apples are pretty small. The standard apple size is about a 2.5-inch diameter apple. So I know in the grocery store we see a really big variety of apple sizes. Some of them kind of feel like a meal all by themselves, but these ones are pretty small. So I actually chopped up 3, even though this is probably closer to our actual standard apple size. So we'll go ahead and add in our chopped apples. And what I did with these is I used a little bit of Fruit Fresh. It's just a simple powder that you can find in the spice section or the canning section, and it keeps those apples from browning. So if you think you might keep your chicken salad around to enjoy for lunch for a couple days, you can go ahead and add that Fruit Fresh or some lemon juice, and that'll keep them from turning brown in your chicken salad. Also have 2 stalks of celery. We've chopped that up into small pieces as well. And these are, like I said, great chances for kids to practice some knife skills. You can, use a not quite so sharp knife on apples or celery and still get them chopped up pretty well. And it doesn't have to be perfect. And then we have our 2 cups of cooked chicken. We'll go ahead and add this in as well. And so the recipe says to go ahead and mix these bigger items together so that we can get it started before we mix in or kind of create our sauce. So one of the reasons why I really love this recipe is it uses some Greek yogurt, which, as we know, chicken salad can have the tendency to be a little bit heavier in the mayonnaise category, which, as we know, tends to contain some of those unhealthier fats that we want to limit in our diet. So by using a little bit of the Greek yogurt and a little bit of mayo, we can improve the nutrition profile of our chicken salad. So now that I have these larger ingredients mixed together, I'll go ahead and add in everything else. So that is 1/4 cup of non-fat plain Greek yogurt. Use this little spatula to get it out here. And this is an easy recipe to double too. So if you were trying to feed several people, or if you needed to make a larger batch for your family for the week, you can easily use a 1/2 cup of these and a couple more apples and you'll be ready to go. This is our olive oil mayonnaise. We have 1/4 cup of that as well. I don't know about you, but I tend to like my chicken salad a little bit to the drier side. Some people like it super saucy. So even if you were using the standard amounts of everything else, you could choose to add a little bit more of those if that was your preference. And then we'll add in our 1/2 cup of raisins. I have regular raisins, but I happen to think you could also use the golden raisins if you like the flavor of those better, or even the dried cranberries could be really good in this too. And then finally, we'll just add in our salt and pepper. And then it might take a little bit of work to get this mixed together. We want to distribute that Greek yogurt and the mayonnaise all throughout. So while we're stirring, I'll give you a couple of apple fun facts for the month. Apples actually originated in Rome and Egypt. Then they were adopted by Great Britain, and that is how they came to the United States. So we think of an apple as a pretty American American fruit. The average actually shows that the average American consumes about 120 apples per year, which translates to an apple about every 3 days. So this time of year, you might find yourself eating apples more often than that, but there might be times when you eat them a little bit less too. So apples have 5 grams of fiber, so that is great for helping us meet our fiber goals and keeping our digestive system healthy as well as our cholesterol low. So we have our apple chicken salad mixed together very nicely. It looks delicious. So since this is such a simple recipe, I wanted to give you a few ideas of maybe how you can enjoy chicken salad that might be outside of your normal. So the first is on a wrap. This is a 100% whole wheat tortilla, very easy to find in the store. So I'm going to take a little bit of my salad mixture, maybe some smaller pieces of lettuce just to add into that as well. You could add a piece of cheese if you wanted to, or some tomato slices, but I'm going to take a little bit of my salad and go ahead and add it onto my wrap. And I'll show you how to wrap that up so that you don't have to deal with any of the chicken salad falling out the sides of the wrap, as sometimes is known to happen. So what we'll do is we'll start by folding in both sides of the wrap from the side, and then start with the side closest to you, and you want to kind of use your fingers to pull the contents of the wrap towards you. That way you get it nice and enclosed, and there you go. You have an awesome wrap that's ready to go for a quick lunch. You can pack that, wrap it in some plastic wrap, and take it with you on the go. Another way that we can enjoy our chicken salad is on top of a salad. So this is a fun different way to eat it if you're trying to maybe consume a little bit less carbohydrates. We can make a nice green salad. You can use whatever kind of lettuce, spinach, kale, anything you like. And then I'm actually going to use this scoop. I think that'll make it look just a little bit nicer. So we can put a couple scoops of our chicken salad directly onto a salad. And I would probably suggest using some kind of fruity vinaigrette dressing with this, since it has apples and grapes, kind of has those sweet tones. So if you have a little bit of a raspberry vinaigrette, or maybe even an apple cider vinaigrette with a little sweetness to it, that would be super tasty. So here is 2 lunch options for your chicken salad. And then finally, this is inspired by, you might have seen this in a restaurant before, but I like to get inspiration from restaurants and then see if I can make it at home. And that's a budget-friendly way to still have really tasty and delicious food. So I've cut up this tomato. If you're lucky enough to have some end of the year, end of summer fresh tomatoes in your garden still, this is a great way to use one for lunch. So you can just scoop some chicken salad directly onto your tomato, and that's super tasty. You can have some whole wheat crackers with it or anything else that you like. So hopefully this is giving you some inspiration for how you can make your chicken salad just a little bit differently, incorporate some seasonal produce, as well as a few new ways that you might not have thought of before to enjoy it for lunch. So if you would like this recipe, you can find it by emailing barry.hyatt@nctc.com, or you can also find other Kentucky Proud apple recipes at plateitup.ca.uky.edu, or find us on Facebook for other recipes as well. So once again, thank you so much for watching this month's recipe segment, and we hope to see you next time.